Hey everybody, it's Norm Farrar, aka The Beard Guy, here with another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm.
Okay, today on the show we're going to be talking about using social media the right way and 7 free tools you can use to boost your traffic. The guest today is my old business partner, Wilfried Ligthart, who is the founder of Digital Blacksmith that specializes in driving external traffic. He is an expert and award-winning developer that engages and monetizes digital communities. I know this, I've seen it. He has grown multiple Facebook pages to this is crazy, amassing millions and millions of followers and then converting them into paid customers. Last year, Wilfried reached 2 billion people on Facebook with a $10,000 budget. So we'll be talking to him in a second, but before we get to that, let's have a word from our sponsor.
Thank you, Sellerize, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Sellerize is your comprehensive solution for your everyday business needs. Everything you need to grow and scale your Amazon business is just one click away. For more information, contact Dima and his team over at Sellerize.com. And remember, Sellerize is with one R.
Man, it's going to be nice getting back to my studio on Wednesday. But before we do that, of course, where's Kels? Squire?
Hello. How's everyone doing? It's going to be nice to be back to our home turf in Canada, but I think it's going to be a great episode today and can't wait. And we're also on time today, which is great. It's a good start to the week. I'm loving that. And so if you're new to the show, don't forget to smash those like buttons, get those thumbs up going. How's everyone's holidays going? Let us know in the comment sections. We're going to be talking a bunch about social media and getting that traffic to your social media. It's going to be a great episode. If you want to join the community, you can go over to the Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and e-commerce collective. That is our Facebook group. And then if you're interested in more, if you would like the paid part of the podcast to support the Lunch with Norm, you can go over to our Lunch with Norm website and just click on the membership tab, and you'll be able to find what we have to offer, which is small group session Q&As with me and Norm. You get 3 monthly with some guest lessons. You get a coffee mug, some M&Ms, monthly SOPs. You get a whole bunch of goodies, deals and discounts as well. So check it out, and we can just jump into it today.
Yeah, and if you do want more training, we don't talk about it too often, but you can always check out the Centurion League too, and that is group mentoring. So it's not part of the podcast, but it's something that myself and Tim Jordan are involved with, and I think we do a pretty good job on it. So anyways, check it out, the Centurion League. If you do want more extensive training, we dive into different topics 8 times a month. Okay, so I think that's about it. If you have any questions, throw your comments over or questions over in the comment section. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Where are you, Wilfried?
I'm currently still in Amsterdam, Norm.
You look like you're locked down.
It's been 2 years. It's the last time I flew, and 2019 I actually flew the world twice. Hawaii, I met you there. I went to Fiji. I went to China twice. United States, but still in lockdown, huh?
Oh yeah, I know. We can get into it, but we won't.
Politics and COVID, right? So let's go into that detail. But it's ridiculous. You could just shut the whole world down.
I know.
Blink of an eye.
But luckily, we're in the e-commerce service business, so we're not affected like restaurant owners or other types of businesses out there. So at least we're lucky at this side of the end, or the other side of the end, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, and actually we're here to help them. Huh? There are a lot of businesses still not using social media or don't have a website, and I think it's a missed opportunity, especially nowadays. You need to have, if they shut you down physically, then you need to be online. So let's hop into the details, I would say. Yeah.
Let's do it. But before we do that, Wilfried, can you just tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had a fine introduction, but I was CEO of a multi-million-dollar firm in Holland for I think well over 20 years. But I was a CEO, but not the shareholder, so it was just a paid job. And in 2015, I wanted to do something for myself, and I thought, well, let's do an e-com business because you can do it from anywhere. And I soon realized, and I'm of course from Holland, that if you throw away money on PPC, then it can be a waste of money. So I literally spent a year in my basement tweaking and adjusting, and almost like a scientist, blew up my accounts and found the black hat way, the gray hat way, turned up into the white hat way, and find that if you do it the right way, the algorithms are almost like bouncers at a nightclub. If you want to go in, party with the girls, they say, "Oh, you're not allowed. You are allowed." And that's how those algorithms work. If you provide quality content, then they will let you in and they will give you free reach. And for me, it's almost like an addiction. We have a page now; it's doing 13 million people last week, and that's what I say. It's almost like an addiction if you see something going viral. And do you know what one of the major words is? What people need to worry for? Do you know what the best word is in social media?
What's that?
Attention. Because if you get attention, then people will stop, check you out, and say, "Oh, that's a nice product. Let's buy it." And that's basically what we're always getting. And you said in the introduction as well, we are business partners. And I'm not sure if you remember the client that said, "I don't care about engagement." And then I said, "Well, you need to be engaged before you get married." And that's still something that people will resonate to, because that's it. If people won't buy from you, if you send out a cold email, I tried it again also during Black Friday, but the response was horrible, because you need to establish a relationship first. And if you have that relationship, you can turn them into your loyal ambassadors. And if they are your loyal ambassadors, they will buy almost everything you do, because they have brand awareness then. And for them, your brand is part of their lifestyle, and that's what you want. And to do it, to grab their attention, you need to have a lot of engagement and post quality content. And if you do that the right way, then, as I said, people go to Facebook to be entertained, for example. And if you are offering that kind of entertainment, then Facebook loves you for it and will give you more reach. And that's basically how it works. And the same with Google. They don't care about entertainment. They care more about if people search for the best bicycle ever, and you provide that quality article and have 10 different bicycles people can choose from, then Google will put you number one. And it's all about how long do they stick on your website. And everything is data related. So absolutely.
And sorry about this. I am in not my office, and the phone is ringing, and I don't know. These are it's live. You're going to hear answering machine come on or something. It's live. What the hell?
Well, that's the beauty, isn't it? It's not scripted at all. Just
here we go again. So so I'll talk over it hopefully. But one of the things that we talked about a lot when we were trying to get the business off the ground and trying to struggle with a lot of clients were it's not a one and done. It's something that you have to have multiple touch points. And if you think that, I'm going to spend $1,000 or $1,500, maybe more, and we're going to have one campaign this month, and then we're going to stop, it's just not going to work. And you know what? There was in Toronto, I used to drive in to Toronto every morning, and I'd hear on the radio station I listened to about Saul Corman, who was his clothier. He was a tailor. And the only tailor I knew in Toronto was Saul Corman. And it just stuck in my mind because every morning, 2 or 3 times before I got into Toronto, I'd hear this bloody commercial. And it's kind of the same with either not just social media, but multiple touch points. It could be all sorts of, not just Facebook ads. It could be Amazon PPC, could be Amazon Post. These are all touch points. But one thing that you do, and you're an expert at, you're I should say, an award-winning, I just saw that, expert.
The other
There
way,
you-
the other way around. Here's my trophy.
Oh, it's there. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But you do a great job with building communities, and I mean that's really drew us together. Is that your talent on what you can do. So, why is that important? And let's start with that. Why is building a community so important?
Well, as I say, you want to have loyal followers, and you need to have quality content to attract people. You want to have pattern interrupt. If people scroll through the feed, you want to have something that's appealing enough for them to stop and then check you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love to talk about my snowball model, and it's basically everything related into one big snowball. And if you do it the right way, you roll it up the mountain, and that's the hardest part. I always say, if your marketing feels like marketing, then you do something wrong. It needs to be fun and entertaining. But what I also miss a lot of businesses is that they do not spend enough time on research. They have a product and say, oh, this is amazing because I think it's amazing, so it will sell. But I totally forget about checking the audiences, the competition, what's your strategy, what are you sharing, what content are you creating? And if you checked out everything in the box, what do people really care about? And that's always what I say, and maybe that's a cliche, but if you have a product, what is your why? Why should I care? And if you know exactly why I should care, you know exactly where my pain points are, then you can attract people with your quality content. You can do tutorials, unboxing, help them out. And the funny thing is, I sometimes run into a problem and I thought, well, I fixed my problem and I can just delete the website I visited. Or I created now my own website with how to fix things. If I have a problem, I put it on my own website and I reach 10,000 people already, because most of the people are having the same problems all over and over again. And it's the same with the product. If you have a treadmill or something like that, and yeah, you can say the 10 things you should never do with a treadmill, or the 10 things you should do with a treadmill, or the 5 craziest things you will ever see people using a treadmill. So you have 3 different options, and then if you that post online, people see that on Facebook, click on it, and all those big companies, big tech is looking at each other. If something is appealing on Google, it will be appealing on Facebook, because they don't want to miss out on the next big thing. And the beautiful thing about that is, if it's appealing on Google and Facebook, Amazon will pick up and give you more reach as well, because they love external traffic. And if you write a quality article, people go to your website, and we still see that we can rank people, brands on page 1 within 2 or 3 weeks. And that's basically doing a lot of research. And you have a premiere, because finally, after a lot of people ask me to do, I'm finalizing my course. So it will be done within a few weeks. And then, I basically show you all the tools we're doing. We're digital blacksmiths, so we need to have our own toolings, because without tools, as I said, we're data driven. So, and that's also one thing. If you put on an ad, people spend $1,000 and say it's not working. But if we run an ad, we have 50 different campaigns, strategies, text, creatives, and then we want to see what the winner is, because you never know how you can be surprised by running ads. And that's why you need to check the data every time you do something. And that's also a lot of work. And that's why I'm always saying, when I'm on stage as well, I bring you good and bad news. The good news is anyone can do it. That's why I want to create my own course. The bad news is it's a lot of work. Yeah. But and that's especially when you are an entrepreneur. You have your inventory problems, your financials, all those other things, and then at the end of the day, you also should do social media. And the funny thing is, I was just talking to Kelsey before we were live, and I pressed the wrong button, and there was something going on in my system, because I wanted to post something on Instagram. If you miss one day on Instagram, they will cut your reach and you have to start all over again. Or basically they favor you for the fact that you post every day. And if my competition is not posting every day and I'm posting every day, in the long run, you will see that you will get more reach. More reach is more traffic. And if you reach the right audience, it will be turned into sales. That's one of the big things I always heard from, I have a lot of engagement, but I don't see any sales. And that's why you also need to be very clever in steering people in the right direction. I always say 80% should be quality, 20% can be a sale. And that's what people know. They know that you are a profit center. You want to make money at the end of the day. So they don't mind if you every now and then say, hey, did you check out my latest product? Or did you do this? Or what do you think of my product? Can you give me a tutorial or a review, whatever? And of course, never promise them something. That's the Amazon TOS. But there are a lot of things out there. And I'm not sure how we are running into time. But for today, I also want to focus people on 7 different tools we use. They're all free.
Yep.
And again, I'm from Holland.
But, I do want to go back to what you were saying, Wilfried. Excuse me for one sec. Frog in my throat. Anyway.
Too much cigars.
Too many chocolate bars. Okay. You said at the very beginning, you have to be engaged before you get married. And I remember you saying that. I say that all the time now. Yeah, it's just a great saying. And it's so true.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I learned from you was how much you have to you build the group, and it's not like you were saying about promoting. You always said value, promote.
Yep.
And you get a lot of people that are very passionate about their product. They go and they show their product, and what they're doing is they're turning off people before they get to know them. If you, all you have to do, and you can mix up the content, but you could write a blog, or you could have a meme, or you can have a poll, or you could do something. But if you're showing value, it's so bloody important. And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember going to Chad Rubin's accelerator, and I said, "Oh, let's blow them away." So I got on the plane. You posted something that day, okay? And when I got into the dinner the night before, we already had something like 1 million views, right? And the shares were starting. During the conference, it went up. By the next day, there was 5 million views and 30,000 shares off of that one post. Now, do you think you're not going to get any type of sales, or do you think nobody's going to come over and go, wow, this was great, let's check out their business page or their brand page?
Yeah.
But you build a community, or you work within communities, you provide value. Like if you're a dog lover and you provide that information, they're not looking for, it's not rocket science. They just want information that they want to engage with.
Absolutely. And then a funny story is we found a video with a dachshund with a reindeer head on it, and it was biting on a carrot. It was amazing. And what we do is we post that video, and of course you need to be careful with copyright infringements and that kind of stuff. In this case, we could use it because we also have a dachshund group, and we asked the person to do it. But then we got questions: when can I buy that nice hat? And then later on, when something surpasses the algorithms, the bouncers were now in. Then you can add your URL. Don't start with your URL because you will not get any reach. But if you put in your URL after 25,000 reach or something like that, you can say, oh, do you want this amazing hat? Go here. And then people will click on it because they want to check out that amazing hat. And we literally sold a bunch of those hats. And that's you need to be careful, of course, but not doing sales all the time. But
yeah.
If you have a nice humorous touch to it or something like that, people don't mind if it's, as I said, if it's commercial or not. They want to have a good intent. And if you see the comments below this video, I had one lady saying, "Oh my God, my dog also ate carrots like that, and thank you so much for providing me a good memory, in a trip to memory lane when I had my dog." And I think now, and then your second post should be as good as your first. If she likes that one as well, she is your loyal follower. That's how the algorithms work. Also, let's say you start a product right now, what you need to do is you can only have one Facebook account, but let's say you create another one. Your wife doesn't have one. if you only like pages related to your niche, your time feed will be filled with competitors' posts, and you see exactly what they are doing. And if you see something that's nice and appealing to you, maybe you can replicate it, make it better, and then post it yourself. And before you know it, you're the authority expert in your niche. And that's why I say keep a close eye on the competition as well. That's what you need to do. And look what's going on. Do you post on the right time? 90% of all the people, they post in the wrong times. People are online between 2 and 4 p.m. So post on that particular time and day. You now know already when next year's Christmas is. That's not a surprise. So plan your post ahead. Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, all those different dates are all set in stone. So I'm not saying create all your posts already, but at least you can post 30 days ahead. And that make it a little bit easier for yourself that way.
Well, I want to talk about one other thing before we get into the tools. And I think this is super important. We fell victim to this censorship in social media right now. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. You can. I had a post and I thought, oh, this is so amazing because it will go viral, and then you get some bogus copyright infringement or fast checkers that are paid by the mainstream media. That's bogus. But all those things you have to take in consideration. So it's best as a brand to stay away from any politics or stay away from any COVID material, because before you know it, you will get a strike. And what they do, they will shadow ban you. You think I'm still around, I can still post my stuff, but nobody will see it. And you need to be very careful with those things, and don't just copy things. As I said, try to create your own. And the beautiful thing is, that's also what Jerry V is instructing a lot of the times, is if you have one piece of content, make a video out of it, you post it on YouTube, make a square a post of it, you can put it on Instagram. So you can use one piece of content for all different social media platforms. And that's another big thing as well, diversify. I was in New York the other day. You spoke there as well, ASDTG.
Yep.
Combined, I think they did $16 billion in revenue. And I always love to tease a little bit. So I said, who of you trust Amazon? And I don't hope Amazon will check out what year I spoke and who was in the audience, because nobody raised their hands. But that's how it is. If you sell on Amazon and how awesome that platform is, and I think they do an amazing job, it's not your business. You're not in control. And you need to be in control. And that's why I also say diversify, sell on Walmart, have your own Shopify store, do all that kind of stuff, but also on social media. Don't use only Facebook. Everything should be 20%. And if they kick you off on Facebook or shadow ban you, you still have all the other media outlets. And that's what I see a lot. And what you also need to do is check out your audience. That's also so important. If they ask you a question, answer in 5 minutes, because the competition will not do that. I saw a report the other day that 80% of all questions are not answered within 5 minutes. And if they ask the question to your competitor and to you, and if you answer the question first, you will get the sale. That's how it works, because they trust your judgment on that one, and you're there to help them out. So, and that's why you can use messenger bots to automate those things. So, be on top of your game.
Right. Okay. So before we get to the next question, if anybody's listening, I just want to see if you invest in social media. So if you're investing time and money into social media, you want to let us know. If not, tell us why. Also, we have a great giveaway. You've given me this giveaway a few times. You've helped me out, and you want to tell us a little bit about your giveaway, which is incredible, and the value of it.
I will dissect your current social media presence. And that's also a thing from the Dutch. We don't sugarcoat. So if you give me your URL and your social media, I will show you exactly what is going wrong or what is working well as well. Sometimes I even get surprised and say, oh, this is amazing. But 99 out of 100%, your speed will not be up to par. And if your speed is not up to par, then Google will never rank you page 1. And those things are actually important. And I was also a mutual friend of ours, Howard Tai, spoke at this event the other day, and he told me that he got a product ranked number 1 on Amazon without one sale and without one review. How did he do it? He ranked it number 1 on Google. And that's why I say all those big companies look at each other. And if you get a lot of, I always call it Google juice. If Google sends you traffic and you can send it either to your own website or your product is number 1 on Google, then you will get the Amazon love as well. And that's what you want, because it will save you a lot of PPC. Yeah.
So I can tell you, I was not that 1% that was, Wilfried Light. I was definitely in the fetal position, and you probably will be too, but you will know it's the straight truth, good, bad, or ugly, that Wilfried will give. And this is an incredible, when he says he's going to do an audit, he is doing an audit. He goes right through everything. So to get this, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey and tag 2 people, and you will get an extra entry. Okay, so Kels, before we get to the next thing, let's have a word from our sponsor.
I wanted to give a quick shout out and say thank you to Global Wired Advisors for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Global Wired Advisors is a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing the business sales process. For more information, please call Chris Schifferling and his team over at globalwiredadvisors.com.
Okay, and if you do have questions, make sure you get them over here. Wilfried is an expert in social media, so just ask him anything. Go ahead. All right, Wilfried, let's talk about those 7 free tools.
Yeah. What's funny and also interesting is that people spend 2 hours and 24 minutes. It's the latest Hootsuite report on social media every day. And that's almost 60% of the global population. And that's why I say social media is, in my opinion, of the utmost important. There are your audience and your fans are out there. And I talked about chatbot answering services. And the first one is Mobile Monkey. Before people are starting asking questions, writing down, I will put all those links in a Facebook chat. And maybe we can also put it on YouTube. But it's mobilemonkey.com. And it automates your interactions with people who engage with your content. Hey, Connie, how are you doing?
Thought I'd just give you a little surprise.
Yeah, well, it's always a nice surprise to see Connie, yeah? But that's the first tool we always use. And if people, for example, say, hey, I want a free guide, leave a comment in the keyword guide. You can automate your post based upon keywords. And it's, as I said, you can have the paid version, but I always love to have the free one, because if you reach the point that you have to pay for it, you make a lot of money and you can just scale up. And one thing is also important, I'm not really affiliated to any of those tools, but we just use them because I think they're great.
I've never heard of it. Mobile Monkey.
Yeah, it's a new chatbot answering service. And especially on Instagram. Instagram is a little weird, and I see the link is already in there. Kelsey's doing an amazing job. Next one is socialblade.com. What we are using to check out YouTube and Instagram for your own reach and your own growth, but also you can check out the competition. What is working well for them? What posts are great? How fast are subscribers growing, and you can know exactly, hey, this was a big day for them, and what did they exactly do. So as I said, use it to your advantage, and see what competition is doing, dissect them, and if you know what's working for them, it will definitely work for you. For example, what we see now is small reel videos, the ones you have on TikTok. You can also put them on YouTube, and it works amazingly well. Short videos, because people want to consume content. You get 3 seconds to make a first impression nowadays, so they want to consume the content very fast. And
can you use the same video? Like if you're doing something over on TikTok, can you use that video on Reels?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's the same format.
Yeah, same format. Yeah. Yeah, it's the phone format, to say. And what I also say is have 3 of those reels and then have 2 longer videos in the normal format, because the normal format will get you more subscribers. The big ones is just like swiping up, but it's all about brand awareness. They need to see you 7 times before they buy from you. So yeah, everything works great that way. Another tool that we use a lot is Google Trends, and it will actually show you what are trending keywords over time, and do a prediction as well. And yeah, you can see exactly what's hot or not. And yeah, the one that knows is Google. They even know if there is traffic or whatever, because everyone has his phone and everyone has location on. So yeah, there is no such thing as privacy online. So as marketeers, let's profit from it and see what people are searching for. And that's not in my 7 steps, but of course you should have Google Analytics, Google Search Console as well. Those 2 tools are also for free.
Right.
And I think Google is doing an amazing job with providing those tools, because it will actually show you yeah, what's hot and happening. So Google Trends was definitely one that we use a lot, especially with product launches. Then you can see what are people actually searching for. And we always focus on high volume, low competition keywords. And that's another tool I had on my list. I think I mentioned it in the past as well. It's serpstat.com, SEPstat.com. You can do 5 searches for free. If you have only one brand, it should be enough. Every day you can do 5 searches. But again, if you make a lot of money, you can upgrade to the paid version. You can do a lot more. But yeah, that will actually show you what is high volume, low competition. And sometimes we see typos in a certain brand or a certain phrase, and those typos get sometimes more searches than the original text, because one of your sponsors, he said with 1 R, if people mix up and type with 2 R's, you still want to rank number 1 for that particular keyword. So that's also something you can definitely check out with a tool like Serpstat, because it will show you exactly how many people are searching for the tool worldwide. You can focus on US or worldwide. And yeah, that's what we use that a lot. In my onboarding calls with clients, I always use the phrase flea and tick colors. 3,600 people look for that particular phrase, and the keyword difficulty is 8 out of 100. So that means it's very easy to rank number 1 for flea and tick colors. So write an article about 5 flea and tick collars that will not work on your dog, and people are scared as hell and think, oh my God, I don't want my dog to have fleas. They click on the link, go to your website, and here you have them. So yeah, do extensive keyword research, and that's one thing we definitely use. Another one we use is mention.com. A bit like Awario, I have that tool from AppSumo. That's also a great place to go search for tools. We mentioned that the other call, I think I went in September, appsumo.com, but this one is called mention.com. It's kind of like the same. You can put in your brand name and your competitor's brand name, and you see exactly all over the internet if people talk about them on Twitter or Reddit or YouTube. And if it's good, then you have to thank them for them and say, oh, you're amazing, you're such a good loyal follower. And if it's bad, you need to jump on it, because before you know it, it goes like an old stain. And then if people say they're scammers, other people will see it. And it's almost like we going back to the old days when neighbors say, oh, you need to go there because that's amazing. And yeah, this is one we definitely use. Another one, it's also brand new. It's Not Just Analytics, notjustanalytics.com. And yeah, it's also an analytics tool, but it's more kind of like an Instagram account tool. It will show you real engagement, and it will help you identify top performing content pieces, for example. You want to know what's working. Again, it's all about research. And yeah, what are spikes in growth for certain types of business, certain type of hashtags, and that's what you want to know, because yeah, if it works for them, then it will work for you. And yeah, last on my list, and it's a golden oldie, it's Canva.com. It's Photoshop for dummies. I still use it every day. I have a designer, and he's total into Photoshop, of course, but sometimes you want to create fast, appealing content and just go to canva.com with a C. And you can create amazing pieces there. And that's what I said. I talked about my course. I can promote it a little bit more. But when it's totally live, we will have another call, Norm, and we can talk about that one. But in that particular course, I'm going to give away all my tools that we are using, also the paid ones.
Yeah.
You know as well that if you buy the wrong tools, you end up losing thousands and thousands of dollars, and they don't do anything. And that's not what we want. We learned it the hard way, as we say it, and we now have around 50 tools we use on a daily basis, and most of them run smoothly and show exactly every morning. I log in and see exactly what's going on. What's working well, what's not working, where should we put a little bit more attention to it, and that kind of stuff. So it's all about the data. That's key.
Yeah. The other app that I want you, or the website, you just mentioned it, but AppSumo is so, I can't give it enough praise, because you can go in there and you can get something that could be $300, $1,000, $2,500 for $39 lifetime.
Yeah,
You know,
actually, I bought SERPstat on AppSumo for $49 lifetime, and that's, I think it's $79 a month if you want to buy it now. So it can be an addiction as well, because we also shared an Excel sheet the other day, and we both had 100 different softwares, and that's why I said, I need to be careful as well. Some things don't do it as they say, or you have things that have an overlap or whatever, but you need to have your tools.
Yeah, and there is one other, and this is specific to social media. I don't know if you've tried it, but we had Rand Fishkin on. He's the founder of Moz, and he started a new service called Spark Toro. I talk about it a lot, and if you want to go out there and find who your competition is listening to, their audience, their influencers, within a very short period of time, you can go in and you can find this. Now, it is free, but there is a paid version, and the paid version, I think, is $49 a month. I can't say enough about it. It's fantastic. So it's Spark Toro, and if you want to throw that up there as well, Kelsey. But everything that you're talking about there, we use a lot of those tools, especially Canva. So Kelsey's on Canva. Our other artists are on Canva quite a bit, and you can do so many things so easily with it. You don't have to be a graphic artist.
And another tool I can, and that's a cliffhanger to our next call in a few months from now. I'm a beta tester on it, and what that tool is so amazing, and will be around for only $10 a month, I guess. And what it does, it's artificial intelligence, and if you have an ad running on Facebook, it will go into your target audience and say, hey, you need to tweak this, and that. And shall I do it for you? So you click one button, and then it tweaks your audience, because there are so many crazy settings. We found out that someone that loves bakery are also into Disney, for example. Such strange combinations. And what we saw already in beta test, that 80% of your ads will be more, give you more ROI. So, but that's a cliffhanger for in 2 months from now. Then it will be finished. But that's why I say we always tweak and adjust. And that's also what you need to do on social media. Every day is a surprise, because every day you need to post something. And again, it's a lot of work. But if you miss one day, then it's not that you can start over. But you need to be there as much as you can.
Yeah, for content, I don't know if you've ever used this app. We use it all the time. Phrase, FRASE.io. It's great. It's like Answer the Public, but it goes out there. It finds the questions that people are asking. It finds the best content. So it's not just asking a question. It's finding the best quality article, and then it tells you how to beat that article. So it goes back to the old Neil Patel. If you don't have the best blog article, don't bother publishing.
Yeah, it's the same with Google. If you post something and your competition has 10 facts, don't post 5 facts, post 25 facts, because that's the only way you will capture him. And that's also to show you how deep we are going. We have a system that we have 10 different websites. And every week we post something with 800 words, 2,000 words, 5,000 words, and just to see what the algorithm is doing. And then we know exactly, hey, that's strange, because, for example, now 1,200 words, 5 images, that's the magic number. And don't ask me why, but those algorithms change every day. It's also artificial intelligence. And it can be that next month, all of a sudden, 2,000 words is magic with 3 links and 3 images in them. So that's why everything changes all the time. Eh?
So do you go back? I love content. So do you ever go back on the month, on the quarter, every half year, and add more content to your content?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It needs to be crisp and clean, as they say. Eh? We also found out that even mentioning the year will help you ranking. So say that there's 10 best tips for dog grooming in 2021 will definitely help you out in your ranking. And you can change it to 2022, but then you need to alter some content as well. It needs to be fresh. But adding the date to your content will definitely help. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess I was just going to come back and say, because that could also kill you if you don't go back in there and change it. If you're looking for something and something from 2018 comes up in 2021, you're not really going to pay attention to it. So do what you say. Go in there, alter the content a little bit, add the header as to it 2022 or whatever it is. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, and what's also important in the eyes of Google is cornerstone content. Eh? If you have a lot of duplicate content, let's say I talked about flea and tick collars.
Yeah.
You need to have one major cornerstone article about flea and tick collars. Then you can have 2 separate supporting articles linking to that big one. But that's it. Don't write 25 articles about flea and tick collars, because Google doesn't know what should I promote. They don't promote your website. They promote your blog. And that's why it's so important to have one major big article talking about everything you want to know, and that's it. I see a lot of people, they write 25 different articles about that topic, and then Google thinks, oh, it's all thin content. I will not rank any of those 25 articles. And that's why I said in the beginning, at the Google Search Console, if you go in there and you click on pages, and then you click on searches, you see exactly what are people landing on that particular page. So not your whole website, but you need to zoom in into your blog, and that's so important. Huh?
You know, I just thought of something. So you're a Google certified partner as well. We should have a conversation one of these days, and maybe put together just a quick slideshow on how to use Google Search Console, or Google Analytics, because we've got so many people who haven't outsourced and they don't know the importance of it. And it's so bloody important that you do this. Yeah,
absolutely. And if you know what Google is favoring for, and that's why I said in the beginning, with the content audit, what's your speed? Is your usability? Is that okay? Do you have a great design and that kind of stuff? That's so important, because people, we show that on our stages as well. Our attention span is lower than a goldfish. So if people land on your website within 3 seconds, they need to find what they're looking for. Otherwise, they will jump off. And Google knows exactly if they jump off within 3 seconds. And it's a great gray hat tool. And I never mentioned it, so I never said it. But if you want to tease your competition a little, click on the link and then jump off within 2 seconds, because they will get a minus behind their name, because people jump off. And of course, if you're only doing it yourself, it will not have an impact if 10,000 other people are doing it. But
not that you're saying to do that.
And that's also funny. I had we have a law firm as well, and the most expensive click is $900. It's some kind of DUI in some kind of city, and just to get your competition out of into bankruptcy, click on the link 10 times, and they lose $900.
My gosh!
And that's why I say free organic is key, because you can go for those PPC, but if 3 people click on that link, you lose $2,700 and you don't have anything to show for. So I rather have a quality piece article about that particular DUI and why should you not do it, and if you have it, who should you call? Better call Saul, I guess. But
Yeah. So, maybe you can provide this later. I know we can't do it right now, but you have a really great slide that you use in your presentations about paid versus organic. And by doing it right, what you'll pay for paid originally, then you'll start to see the organic starting to go. And then at the end of it, you'll show months later that it's almost all organic, almost zero paid.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for people to see. So can you supply that graphic afterwards, and we'll post it in the show notes?
Yeah, I can definitely go for it. And that's also with social media. People, let's say you start from scratch right now, you create a page and you see nothing happening, but keep going, keep hustling, keep finding out what's working and what not. And also start with a like campaign, because you want to have followers in the beginning. That's why I say it's a snowball model. You push the snowball up the mountain, but then you release it, it grows on autopilot. So especially in the beginning, and we had one page to 100,000 likes in 6 weeks. Wow. Of course, we had great content, but in the beginning we had a like campaign, and then it almost grows on autopilot, because if Facebook finds out what you're doing and it works well, in engagement rate wise, then it will definitely pay out. And and also master one thing first. That's what I'm going to do with my course. I'm not going to promote anything. We're going to do everything, but first be a master on Facebook, then go to Instagram, then go to Twitter, and of course I said you need to diversify, but you cannot do everything today, and that's why you need to be very clever with your time as well, and that's why you need to have a strategy. What is your strategy with Facebook? What is with Twitter? What is with Pinterest? And we're now testing with TikTok. Sometimes we see a video going viral, and then the other day we don't see anything happening for 5 days. So we want to know exactly why is it not working, or why is it working? And TikTok is a little hard because it's just swiping every 10 seconds. I see my kids as well. They just swipe on their phone and they don't care about any engagement or whatever. But we still want to try it out, and that's the same for all other things that are currently up and running. You have your Telegram group as well, with your new group. We see more and more that chatting in Telegram is also very favorable, because it's not a meta production with Facebook and Instagram. So if they kick you off, at least you have your loyal followers in Telegram. And we see more and more that those chat groups are also very hot and happening.
Yeah, I can't believe how popular they are. It was started Tim started it a few months ago, and our group is just constantly talking in these Telegram groups. Yep. Okay, so let's get to some of the questions. I'm sure there's a few here. Kelsey, you've got some questions? Oh, before we get to the questions, by the way, so we've got a social media audit that Wilfried, I can tell you, it's fantastic. Wilfried's done it for me on a couple of occasions, and he gets into detail. So if you're interested in that, it's #Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you will get an extra entry.
All right. So let's see. From Zane. Hello, how can new sellers on Amazon utilize social media marketing properly to drive traffic on our products?
Well, that's a great question. What I also say, you can be different things you can do. You can have a landing page as an intermediary between driving traffic to Amazon straight away, because it can be careful. If you send people to Amazon in one time and then don't buy, it will hurt your ranking as well. So you can definitely do a landing page. I always prefer to have your own website and promote your products there. What I also love to have, for example, is a review website. You can create a review website, 5 different products. Of course, yours will be number 1. And is it your red phone, Norm, with the one that's going to set off the nuclear bomb?
Yep.
But that's certainly what you want to do. And of course, you need to respect the TOS, but giveaways still work. And I'm not meaning the giveaways that you do 10 giveaways a day. You only do 1. And that's also a tool. It's not in here. I'm not sure if it's free, but it's called King Zumo.
Great tool.
And then you can ask people to have an extra entry ticket if they share it on Facebook, if they share it on Twitter, and then you can just give away one particular item. And that's also one thing you want to do. But you want to have buzz around the brand. People need to crave for your product, and the only one thing to do it is be out there every single day.
One other thing, Zane, that I think it's so underrated, and I don't know if you get into this or not. I started to get into it this year, within the last year and a half, and it's blown me away, is Google My Business. So now called Google Business Profile. If you go in and you have your anchor URL, which is back to your Amazon page, any image or any social media post that you have that in will instantly get indexed and picked up by Google My Business. We've seen some crazy results by using it. And if you use Google My Business to put your products, you'll automatically have your images in Google Images and Google Shopping. So that's something else that you can use that is awesome. Plus, take everything that you just said, Wilfried, take those images, take the repurposing, like you said, Gary V, and put them into your Amazon posts. You'll drive extra traffic that way as well. So those are a few things. So hopefully that helps you out, Zane.
Yeah, but also you can do is in Google, you can create your own websites. They are ranked always very good because it's Google themselves. So create a product page there as well.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Going in and doing it's always, Shopify or WordPress, but they have their own websites. Yeah. And I'm sure they promote them better than anything else.
Yeah. And then link it to an Excel sheet with product information, link it to a Google Doc, and if you interlink them together, then Google think, oh, that must be important. So that's what you want.
All right. The next question is from Hamza. Could you please guide us on what should be the strategy of a single product brand? Because with one product, fresh content creation is tough. Looking forward to your response.
All right, go ahead. You go ahead and start.
Well, I think with one product, you're still in a niche. So go for the niche. If you have one dog product, go for the dogs. And the more you talk about dogs, every now and then you can promote your product. So take it one step higher and look at the niche that you are promoting. And then you need to have enough content.
Yeah, and if you think about it, think about diversifying content. So content, one of the first things that Kelsey does when he creates social media campaigns is he goes in and he says, what type of content can I create? What would be the best? So is it a blog article? Is it curated content, photographs, images, polls, surveys? There's so many things. And I'll give you an example. You know this product, Wilfried. So it's like toe wart remover. One product in a brand, like it's one product. If I could write and promote content for toe wart remover over a year and a half and just put out constant images, constant posts across different, and what I did with this is I just repurposed everything. If I can do a toe wart remover, think what you can do with something that's got content. So it was tough because we had to find, but we also went into sites like Post Planner. You could use this with Hootsuite or wherever, but find the popular hashtags, find what people are writing about, take that information, and then either share curated content, because Wilfried, that's one of the specialties. Those are one of the hacks that if somebody's already got a viral video, share it. And you should be able to get, something coming back to like a lot of people interested in that if it's within the niche. So I don't know if that answers your question, but there's no problem promoting a single product in a brand. All you have to know what the niche is, what your audience. If you Spark Toro, use that app, find your audience. You can do it without it, but you can literally find it in seconds using Spark Toro, and then start building out content with targeting your audience.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about influencers that much, but they are also there.
Yeah.
Girls that talk about skincare, you can use that as well. They can say, "Oh, today we're going to talk about toes instead of makeup all the time. I want to have fresh toes as well," and then they can somehow promote your product. So yeah, that's definitely. But you need to do a lot of research, and that's what is going viral in your niche. And that's also a struggle we always have with brands, because they say we have a high quality brand and we don't want anything humorous on our Facebook posts, but sometimes humor is one key thing to get engagement. And I always say, well, even in those major newspapers like Washington Post, they have a cartoon in there because they want to mix up the content a little bit. So even now and then you can just do something that will make people laugh instead of being serious all the time. And I also say it's a daily snack. If you post something today, people will forget about it tomorrow. So don't be too anal about it. What you're posting.
Yeah, and you probably hear a little bit in the background. I think we got a bunch of people that just came over, so apologize for that.
It's live.
Okay,
It's still live.
It is live. It is live. Usually I'd be on the ground by now, but I'm getting used to this stuff. Kels, okay, next question.
All right, next one is from Tony. How can I get better quality traffic? My Shopify traffic was up 30%, but sales were flat.
Well, I don't think it's the quality that's the problem, but I think more check out your landing pages. What is the experience people are getting? Is it easy to get the at the cart button? Do they know what they are buying? Is there a certain discount, or people land on your page what they are seeing? And not only check it out on your desktop, but also check it out on your phone. That can be a total different experience.
That's so true.
Yeah, you need to guide people to what they're doing, and you only have 3 seconds. And you can use a Hotjar as a tool to see what people are actually doing on your page. And if you don't have it, you can even use Google Analytics. You can have the Chrome version, and then you see exactly where people click on it. So if you have your Google Analytics on and you go to your website, you see 20% clicked on this link, 10% clicked here. And use also Google Analytics to see the drop-off point when people go away. So if you have 30% more traffic but no sales, we see that also with a few clients. Yeah, it's either the product, the price, or the experience. So you need to check out what's going on there.
Okay. Any other questions, Kels?
Okay, we have a couple more.
Okay.
So I'll try to pick. Let's see. All right, this one. Another question. What about the ideal time to start digital marketing for a new product launch? If it is the first product, do you do beforehand? Do you wait till the product is live and then start social media? What do you do?
Yeah, normally I would use a few weeks to get buzz around the brand, but don't start today if your product is not ready within the year. That's a waste of time. But the time span should be a few weeks, and definitely don't wait before it's out there. Let's start social media right now, because it will take some time to build the momentum. And we didn't talk about that one, but press releases is still a good way to go if the day is there. Let's say next week on Monday the product is on Amazon or in your Shopify store. Yeah, use your press releases on that particular time to get the ball rolling as well. But yeah, a few weeks should be enough. But don't wait too long. Don't go start when your product is there already, because it will take some time and effort. Normally it will take around 2 to 3 months on Google to rank anything. So
yeah, and that's part of what we call the pre-launch strategy. And get that content out there, get people ready, get them like you said, the press release. If you want to use a press release, build real content, like a quality blog articles onto your website, and just get that algorithm ready, primed. And by the way, that is the perfect time. 2 months, 3 months, even a couple of weeks, but get your Google business profile up there.
Yeah,
and it just makes things so much easier when Google is automatically indexing everything you are doing.
Yeah, and then for that, they need to like you first. And
Yeah.
for them to like you, you need to have quality content. So it's all about value.
All right, Kels. Last question. I
Okay.
think.
Last question. Yes, this is from Atib. Does Amazon give credit for the different links for traffic for Facebook, YouTube, Google, Instagram?
Yeah, they actually have an attribution program right now that you can track and see what your social media things are doing. And yeah, I know for a fact that they love external traffic. That's why I'm banging down on the TOS so much for illegal activities like giving away reviews and that kind of stuff, or giveaways that aren't meant to be as a real driver for traffic. If you are number one on Google because you have an amazing quality content piece, then they will love you for it. But if you do it the wrong way, black hat or gray hat, then you can be penalized. So they definitely see everything that's going on.
Also, with that attribution program, so if you're brand registry and you have that attribution program, they have their referral bonus program. So if you drive traffic from any of those that you mentioned, any social media, you drive traffic over to your website and there's over to your product listing and there's a sale, instead of paying that 15% referral, you pay 5%. They're giving you a 10% bonus that's credited against your account now.
Yeah, ka-ching, that's what a Shopify app is doing,
All right, so is it time for the Wheel of Kelsey?
Yeah, I think there was one other question that just snuck through.
Okay, well, let me check. Yes, from Bronwyn. What is the best way to use social media for pre-launch of a Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, it's basically what we're already talked about. Be everywhere as much as possible in the right time. And yeah, if it's Kickstarter or just product launch, it doesn't make a difference. And this model also works in every niche. If you have a high engaging audience, then they will crave for your content, or you need to make them crave for your content.
Well, you know what? I'm just kind of curious because it changes all the time. What is the least expensive but most effective social media platform out there right now?
Well, that's also very funny. That depends on your niche. If you are looking for people that are into the butterflies that are green and are only growing in the Maldives, there is an audience for that. But that particular audience may be on Reddit. But if you have someone that's into the toe removal and those
not
people...
removal, not toe removal.
yeah. So water removal. You have even idiots that don't do things like that. But oh, sorry about that.
See, it's not just me. It's not just me.
I turned off Skype, but yeah, you need to check out where your audience is at, and the only way to do it is check out your competition or have surveys, or you need to find out where they're hanging out, and for every niche that's different. So definitely use that. For example, we now have a client that is into the armor and the guns.
Yeah.
And we know that Facebook and Instagram, they don't like guns and ammo. So that's not the place for us to go. We need to be more on Reddit, build our own email list, create ebooks to give away. That's where you also create engagement and an audience. And then we just email those people with a newsletter.
Very good. Okay, so now I think it's that time.
That's right. It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey. Here we go.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for entering our Wheel of Kelsey today. I'm going to shuffle these up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. So if the winner could please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll get you set up. And the winner is Nick.
Ooh, almost rad.
Congratulations, Nick. Once you contact me, I'll put you in contact with Wilfried. You have 48 hours to contact, or we'll have to spin again just in case. Sometimes we don't hear back from any of the winner. So 48 hours, let me know, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and congratulations.
Okay. Well, that's it, Wilfried. If people want to get a hold of you or your company, how would they do that?
Yeah, just go to digitalblacksmiths.io. My email is wilfried@digitalblacksmiths.io. And yeah, they can reach out to me. We don't accept any clients, but we do have our course coming up. So maybe people that want to do it themselves, they can sign up on that particular part. But I guess we will do a separate webinar to get your people engaged with that part. We're just finishing up. It's not really live yet, but that's the way to go. So yeah, we don't do any clients, unfortunately, anymore.
Yeah.
Because we have our own products, and that's working amazingly well. But yeah, we can definitely help people out that way. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on today.
Love to do it. And we'll be back in a few months about the new tool for Facebook ads, artificial intelligence.
I am looking forward to it.
Changer.
All right. So say hi to everybody, the whole family over there.
Will do.
Hope you're not locked down too long.
Yeah, well, we can still go outside, but no restaurants, no cinemas, no theaters. But we had a promise, no COVID and politics in this session.
That's right. So play some charades. Okay, Wilfried. We'll see you later. Have a good one. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We are going to be joined on Wednesday by Joe Hogg and Rob Salmon, and we're going to be talking about trends on Amazon Ag for Amazon aggregators in 2022. I think it's a topic a lot of people are interested in. But before we get to Kelsey, let's have the final word from our sponsor.
Thank you, Z.co, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Are you looking to take your e-commerce business from local to global? You can with the help of Z and their brand new app. That's right. You can track live shipments with push notifications, get detailed lead times for each stage of your shipment, and store all compliance and VAT reclaim documents in the palm of your hand, all while listening to Lunch with Norm. Ready to expand your e-com empire and take your Amazon FBA business global? Use the link in the description to learn more about Z's new app that's now available on desktop and mobile. That's Z.co, ZEE.co.
All right, Squire, where are you?
All right, here I am. So another great episode. Thank you, Wilfried. And we look forward to having you back. And let me see. So yes, Nick Green, let me know you are the winner of today's Wheel of Kelsey. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to smash those like buttons. If you're watching from YouTube, make sure you press the subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys.
Okay.
And if you're interested in Wilfried's website, it's digitalblacksmiths.io, so you can check it out right here. And yeah, I think that's it.
You're done. That's good. That's a record.
That's it. Short and sweet. Just
okay. It's not even a New Year's resolution yet. Okay. Okay. So join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Thank you, Wilfried, for coming on. Just a ton of nuggets that he talks about with his social media and why it's important. So many Amazon sellers don't realize how important social media is, or they don't see things right off the bat, so they don't do it. But just listening and knowing Wilfried is something that if you can grow and spend a bit of time doing, it'll be well worth it down the line. But thank you today for joining us. Thank you for being part of our community. We could not do this without you, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Lunch with Norm.